Okay, hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do my in-depth makeup tutorial, I guess if that's what you want to call it. Yeah, my in-depth makeup tutorial. I've been asked, I actually have been asked to do this, so I'm doing it. Yeah, so let's get into it, I guess. This is the way I do my makeup. It's changed a bit over the years, but this is what I like and this is what fits my face. It's not perfect. Sometimes it looks great, other times it looks a little bit questionable, but most of the time it looks good, I would say. So anyway, let's get started. First thing that I'll use is I'll show y'all a mixture of like, it's definitely a mixture of like high-end and drugstore, and everything will be linked below. So I do use a primer. I feel like I have kind of combination skin, so the center areas get oily and then like outer parts get dry. Okay, so around gets dry, but when I want my makeup to last long or I just want it to look nice and smooth, I use primers. So the high-end one that I use is Smashbox Photo Finish primer, just the original Smooth and Blur. This one I've been using for years is the NYX Shine Killer. It does come out black, but it doesn't go onto your skin, like it blends out good. So let's use you need to shake it up. We're gonna do the NYX Shine Killer today, if there's any in there. Okay, and I just do here, 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 and here, and rub it in. Follow it up with a loose powder that is skin tone, so the color of my skin. This is the Maybelline Fit Me, and I set the powder with this. I learned this from Jackie Aina, and I forget the reason why she says she does it, but to me, I feel like it helps with oil, and it's kind of like a second primer a little bit. Like you're setting the primer, but then you're also prepping your skin to not get oily, because powder de-oils. So I feel like it helps, and I've been doing it for I don't know how long. So here, 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 and here. And this brush, I don't know where this brush is from. I've had this for years as well. And for this next part, I'm gonna need for y'all to not judge me. I'm using a sample of the Fenty Hydrating Foundation. I used to use her old formula. She got rid of that one, don't know why. Came out with this new one, so I'm trying it out, and it's in shade 390. So we're gonna apply that. I like to apply my foundation with a smaller brush first and then blend it out. So this is the size of the brush that I use, and we just do a few lines off the face.
Some of y'all go get washed, some of y'all just go pop shit,
some
of y'all just go talk, but none of y'all ain't really got shit, some of y'all just look lost.
To me, it just gives me more control over where I'm placing it, because I don't like too much foundation either. Cover up the little peach rose, and then we're going to blend that out with my Real Techniques foundation brush. And I kind of do sometimes like swiping motions, or I'll do circles, but really like a stippling. And then there's the foundation all blended out. Sometimes at this point, if I want it to be more layered, more thicker, or more flawless, then I'll go back with the second coat, but most of the time I just leave it like this, and then I just take my sponge and blend it out even more, so you can't see any like brush strokes or lines or anything like that, and then make sure I blend it into my neck. Okay, I think this is better. I have a feeling that I was backlit in those first couple clips. I just did my primer and foundation, so didn't miss much, but hopefully that fixes it and you can actually see a little bit better. I have my lights on, but I don't know if they're doing a whole lot of anything. I have one little pimple right here that's creating a little bit of texture, so normally I did exfoliate this morning, that helps with it, but right now it's been a couple hours. I don't think I'm gonna have to get creative with hot covering up. But anyway, next up is brows. So 2 brow products that I really love. The first one is this NYX micro brow pencil. Ooh, I'm really a content creator. I'm really the beauty influencer girl. There it is. Ah, the NYX micro brow pencil. This one is really good. You can buy it at Ulta. And then the other one that's more on the high end is the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil. There it is. So because my NYX micro brow is out, I'm going to use the Precisely Benefit, and we're going to use the spoolie on the micro. So what I usually do is I brush through my brows. I do my brows myself. I really haven't had the greatest experience with people doing them, so I just try to do them myself. And I draw a line underneath lightly, just following the natural shape. I don't try to reshape them. I do the curve here, go down. I do extend it a little bit, but that's going to get carved up. I sometimes draw a line here in the front, and then what I do is I brush through there because I don't like my brows overfilled, and I feel like brushing through it after you've drawn the line, then that fills them in. Then I'll go back a little bit and do some brush strokes gently, and then hit the front. And at this point, it doesn't have to look perfect because we're going to carve it out, and then we're going to hit it with some brow gel to blend the front. So I'll do the other eye and be back when we do the carving. Okay, both eyebrows are penciled in, and now it's time to carve. So I do that with concealer and the foundation that I use on my face, the Fenty. This eyebrow always gives me a bit of a struggle because it's arched a little bit higher, and I went through a phase where I did my eyebrows terribly. I was just eyebrow blindness, and I would make them like straight across. So I get nervous when I'm trying to make this arch similar to this arch because I don't want to look like that. So sometimes this eyebrow is just arched higher than this one. That's the way it naturally is. Anyway, in terms of concealers, 2 of my current faves are the Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape in shade 53 and Deep. And then my other more affordable favorite concealer is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. And this is in shade C13. So that one's all out. We're going to be using Tarte today. So I just take some on the back of my hand. Just kind of roll the doe foot around. And then I use a straight across flat brush like this. Dip it into the concealer lightly, kind of just pulling it so it's like not too much product on there. Tap it a little bit on my hand, and you just want just enough like this. And then I start carving underneath it. I just lightly draw a line following the shape of my brow. And to me, this just defines the brow more, and it gives it a cleaner look, like you just got them freshly done. If I'm doing like a no makeup look kind of thing, then I won't even really do this step. But ain't nothing wrong with a little fresh of the brows. So that's the under part carved. Then for the top part, we go back in with the foundation. Same dragging motion kind of thing. You don't want too much on your brush. And then I draw a line across the top. Like so, like that. And then I take another kind of rounded brush. Get some foundation on that. And then I do the tail. To me, this one is using this to carve out the tail is just easier than the flat brush. Sometimes I will use it if I want it super sharp, but you have to hold it a certain way to to get it close to the brow. Alright, I'll be back when I do this brow. Okay, so now we're gonna start cleaning some of this up, and basically to do that, you're just taking the same flathead brush and blending the foundation and concealer out away from the brow so it goes seamlessly into the foundation and into your eyelid. I use concealer on the bottom and then foundation on the top because on the eyelid there's going to be concealer, and obviously on my forehead there is foundation. Coming in with another brush, this is the R33 from Morphe. It's like the perfect rounded blending dense brush, and then I'll just go back to get even closer to the brow to blend some of that out, just so that it's not as harsh right by it, because I used to, like, if you don't blend this out good, then you'll have clumps of foundation and concealer sitting right at the edge of the brow. Like, obviously we know it is a line, but we don't want it to be harsh. We want it to be naturally blended. We want it to naturally come to a line. Now it's time for more concealer. We're going to conceal our under eye, the bridge of our nose, and our forehead. I like a little bit of forehead concealer because I just feel like it brightens it up. Oh, and obviously our little peach fuzz here. Anyway, so I put more concealer on the back of my hand. I'm going to take some on that same brush that I used to apply my foundation, and I'm going to start with this part. Do just a simple line on my nose, and then like an upside down arrow on my forehead. Just, I was about to say not a whole lot, but you want enough where it's clear that you put foundation on there. Then for my peach fuzz, I just do a light coating. Okay, I just do a light coating just so the darkness blends away. Alright, now we're gonna move on to everybody's favorite part, the under eye. I think a little bit of concealer goes a long way, but I probably will be adding a lot. So I start and I just do a little kind of triangle in the inner corner, like so, like that. And then I go to this outer corner edge here and draw a line, just because I like it to be kind of like a natural cat effect. And then I'm gonna just tap my brush underneath like this and kind of drag this down a little bit. And then I'm gonna connect it to this original inner corner here, dragging this out. Going in with a little bit more and doing tapping motions now, blending those two. So you're kind of using this to like blend it out almost, so that it gives you that look like you've already, like I said, started to blend it out. But I'm gonna repeat on the other eye. Okay, and while that is sitting, I like to let my foundation sit. We're gonna do some cream contouring, and for that I use this Stila Duo blush stick. This is, what shade is this? Oh, this is shade Guava and Mocha. Mocha is obviously the bronzer, Guava is the blush. I'm still getting used to cream blush, so I'm not gonna add that in my tutorial yet because I need to figure out how I like to use it, but she's in my repertoire. So anyway, as far as cream contour goes, I do a line here. And I just realized the other day when I was doing my makeup, I was like, when I set it with powder afterwards, I kind of was going a little bit too heavy at one point with the setting with the bronzer powder. I was like, ooh, this is kind of a bit much. Like, I'm just having a here, and I don't need that. The bronzer is supposed to be light and giving you that summer vibe. Anyway, do the lines here, go all around the forehead, and then bring it in a little bit here And then I also lightly contour my nose, just because I like the seamlessness into the eye and I like a snatch nose. So I just do a little bit here with this upward kind of flick into the eyebrow, just like that. Boom. Now, see, this is why I say I need new brushes, but they work so good. I use this stippling brush that is broken to blend it out. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's broke, clearly, and I need to fix it, but it does its job. So anyway, oh, and the reason why I'm doing contour while I'm letting the concealer sit is because I just feel like it lasts longer. This Tarte does dry quickly, so that's one thing I'm learning, and I should be moving faster than I am, but it's all good. So anyway, I blend the cream contour up like this, and see how that just leaves a pretty natural glow. I hope y'all can see it, this lighting. Hope it's working good. Anyway, and then I blend this into my hairline, and it's really just, you want to give that summer, that's what I think of when I am bronzing, is like, what does my skin look like in the summertime? And see, I don't like too much foundation. Like, my acne scars, hyperpigmentation still shines through. Sometimes I will cover those up depending on where I'm going. But if I just want like a quick beat, not too airbrushed flawless finish, I'm okay with if some imperfections pop out. And then we're gonna just blend this out all around. Alright, and then as I mentioned, we're gonna blend the nose contour, same thing. Just doing the flick up into the eyelid brow, and then pull it down, just with some flicks. Okay, the camera got too hot, it turned off. We need to keep the show moving. So contour is all blended out, concealer is partially blended out, so let's go ahead and finish that off. What I like to do is then take, this is just an e.l.f. simple eyeshadow brush that I think was like $2-3 maybe, and I'll do circle motions to blend out the concealer that I put on my peach fuzz, into the nose, around the nose, down the cheeks. And I'll use this technique when I'm just doing like spot kind of concealing too. I think it's a very easy way to get things seamlessly blended out. Now I'm going to go back in with a brightening concealer. This is the Makeup Revolution concealer. As I mentioned, my base color in that is C13. The highlighting shade is just a shade up. I don't do too bright, and this is C12. And this, I'll just go in straight with this, and I'll do just a couple of dots on the nose, just right here on the forehead, and then literally just right here on the under eye. Because for me, this is kind of like reactivating the concealer. And then we blend up the nose. Blend up the nose, and you take that into the forehead. And here I do circular taps, because this is where we want it, like, boom, bright light shining on you. Oh, look at that. Then for under eye, we're gonna start here, go up into the eye, and blending it down and out to the eye. And see, because you technically already blended it out with the brush earlier, it doesn't take too much work now to go back in with the sponge, and it's not like stuck either. And that brightening is now not too bright. Look at that, how flawless. And you can see that line that I created. See how that just goes up? And look at this right here. This is exactly what bronzer is supposed to give. Like, I was adding too much. Anyway, Now we need to set all of this. Okay, so for setting powder, I use this, which was a find from TikTok. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent, and I use one of these powder puffs. I got mine from Ross, I believe, but you can get them from Dollar Store, Five Below, Beauty Supply Store, Amazon, Ulta. Everybody got them, but I feel like places like Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx have them for what they're actually worth, a cheap amount of price, $2-3, like I said. So the way that I do my baking, I don't bake. The way I set is very much how I do concealer, just a little bit. So I take this, I dip it in there just once like that, so we'll have this much on the powder puff. Now I'll take the lid of it and I'll tap it in there once, tap it in there twice, and then I'll go on my arm to take some of it off. See how much that took off? Then I go to my eye, try to get the creases out. Because I'm talking. And then I set. And I just feel like you don't need a lot of this powder. You just don't need a lot. And then I'll come back on my arm, sweep that up, go back in the lid, sweep all of that up, and do my nose and my forehead. And I just tap in the middle. Simple. Simple. I'll do the other eye and I'll be back. So both under eyes are setted. I also set around my mouth because we're getting older, we're getting smile lines, which is a good thing. And then I just went and dusted some of that away, because now one of my favorite parts, we're going to use some setting spray and my fan to dry it down. So this is it's dented up from being in my luggage, Makeup Revolution. Clearly I love Makeup Revolution. Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray, Ultra Matte Finish with Aloe and Vitamin E. I think this is great. I think it's the dupe for some of the really popular setting sprays, and it's at Ulta, which I'm pretty sure in the US this might be the only place that you can get it. Amazon maybe, of course. Anyway, I just take it some inches away from my face, and I spray her down. Grab my fan from the flea market and set her. The reason why I spray my face now at this stage is because I don't have any eyeshadow on. It's not gonna mess anything up, and sometimes the powdery look is too much. Like I don't like that. And with that honestly completes our base: foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer. So now we're gonna go to the eyes. I just like to keep my eyes like on an everyday light beat, very natural. Putting that concealer, that Tarte Shape Tape in 53 in deep, back on, and going back in with the Morphe R33 to just blend it out. I like to go into the inner corners, and then, as I mentioned, blending up like that into the brow. And because I like a natural kind of cat eye, the way I create that without even having to use eyeshadow is I just don't bring the concealer all the way over to here to create, like I'm kind of using negative space to create a wing. If I don't pull do you see what I'm saying? Like if I don't pull the concealer over there, it's darker and it kind of creates the illusion on its own. You'll see once it's all set. Alrighty, now I'm gonna go in with this double-sided powder brush, which is actually a Sephora collection brush, and then use this Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit that I got from TJ Maxx. Actually, she's been used. I like to use this. I switch between these two shades, but for the lid, I'm gonna do this one today, just to set the concealer that we put and focus it only mainly in here, and not trying to, like I said, mess up the cat eye that we're fake creating. And I do that on both sides. And then I take some of that because the spray does always wet the eyebrows. Then set those. And also the peach fuzz around my mouth. Alright, another affordable fave is this Black Radiance contour palette in medium to dark. She's also been worn out. I'm going to use this middle sculpting shade as like a transition eyeshadow shade. And I just take that all along here in my crease. It's pretty orange. We're just doing, the look I like to go for is very light and kind of airbrushed look. And then we'll put some in the inner corners and just drag it out like that. Okay, we're gonna go back to the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. And we're gonna use this shade that is almost gone here as another transition shade. And like I said, we're not going for a major eye makeup look. This is just a basic look that I like to do that puts some color in my eye. And it's very soft glam. The other thing I like to do with this darker transition shade is accentuate this transition from the nose contour into the eyebrow, just by dragging it from nose to eyelid like that. And you can already see how that's starting to create a shape there. With another one of those Sephora brushes, we're going to take this flat side. And today I'm actually going to use this middle shade to create further, as I mentioned, this like seamless look from the nose to the eyelid. So I start here on the center, tap around, get some more, tap around, tap around, tap around, and we're going to start bringing that into the inner part of the eye. And then we're going to go right underneath there from the inner corner eye up here, kind of like we're creating a cut crease, but we're not, because we want it to be a seamless blend. Okay, so I don't know if that last part recorded because my camera overheated again, but I basically just put that light shade in my inner corners going to my lid to reinforce that fake smooth kind of cut crease that I'm trying to create. Now we're going to go in with the same brush from the beginning. No, we'll do a different brush. We're going to do this Morphe brush that I use mainly for darker shades. Back to that same Anastasia palette, and we'll do this one. Obviously, she's worn through and through. Go into this corner, buff it out a bit, and then pull it over. And then, like I said, we'll reinforce it. Reinforce the fake cut crease so that it's all blended out. Are y'all being able to see these changes? I don't know. There we have it, eyeshadow done. Basically, it's a very simple way to just use contour as eyeshadow and powders as eyeshadow, but still have like a soft glam look. You know what I mean? Like, it's more than just putting a little bit of bronzer in the eyelid. It adds color, but it's still kind of a look. You'll see once lashes are on. Speaking of which, I'm going to use the Win Beauty by Serena Williams mascara. Ooh, dang, I only have 8 minutes left on this memory card. Let me hurry up. I'm gonna use this mascara. What I like to do for lashes is use the Bond and Seal, system. So I got this from Amazon. One side is Bond, one side is Seal. Or sometimes I like to use press-on lashes. If I'm doing the Bond and Seal method, ignore my notifications. If I'm doing the Bond and Seal method, it's gonna be some of these, Bossie's lash extensions that you apply under eye. But since I'm doing press-ons, no need for the Bond and Seal glue. These are the Winx by Ardell press-on lashes, easy under eye lash extensions. They have a 10mm, a 12mm, and a 14mm, and there are 30 of them. And they come with the tweezer, but I like my own. Okay, we're zoomed in. So the way that I like to apply them, this is a 14mm, the larger size, is I just use my tweezers and hold it this way, the band going towards my eyelid. Raise my eyebrow a little bit, and then just stick it. And then you could kind of pinch it afterwards. And repeat. Sometimes they get a little bit wonky and you have to fix them, but that's the process for the most part, though. But yeah, they're very secure. You just have to make sure you squeeze them onto your lash. And to me, I like them because I feel like they're much more natural than strip lashes. And I also feel like they're easier than strip lashes. I do not wear them overnight. I take them off. With the press-ons, you can use the glue, like add glue if you want to make them extra more secure. Even when I do the glue, I don't wear them overnight. I need to wash my face and I don't want to sleep pretty for that. So yes, here they are. Check it out. Brow gel. This is about gone and looks disgusting, but is the Essence, what is it called? Essence Lash and Brow. I don't use it on my lashes, but this to me is all you need. It's very water based, and I just brush my lashes with it to kind of blend it in and set the hairs in place. Also, same thing, not too much of this. And this is literally so cheap. I want to say this is like $3 or $4. Okay, and as discussed, we are going to go in with our contour, powder contour. This is in shade Yacht Life by the brand Pigmented. And I just like to do taps of it, not too much. This brush, so old. I think it was like an 100-piece brush set from Amazon, but it's perfect for contour. Smile and just tap, because this is just reinforcing what is already there and just bringing back a little bit of color. So we do this very lightly, and you can already tell the difference between this side of the face, between this side of the face. We don't want too much, like it's a block. We want just enough. And I don't clean up underneath how people normally do, because I feel like the line when I did the cream contour already makes that. So I'm gonna do this side and be back. All right, we're kind of speeding because I have 3 minutes left on this memory card. Two favorite blushes is the Juvia's Place and the Benefit Pom Pom. Juvia's Place, this is Blush Rogue in volume 1. And this is what we're going to be using today, this duo with this Eco Tools brush, which I'm sure they still have around. So I mainly like the orange, but I'll do a little bit of the pink, tap it off. And the way I was taught was from Patrick Starr. Right? Is it Patrick Starr? I think so. Patrick Starr, when he did Lori Harvey's makeup, smile and start here and then bring it down. So I just concentrated up here and then bring it down. Straight up here and then bring it down. I still want to leave that space there, but I still want to be blushed. Okay, last thing is lips. So I use 4 different products. This is my fave lip combo currently. I use this ColourPop Balgone lip liner. I think this is shade BFF Brown. I use this e.l.f. lip oil. I love these. I have one in my purse, in my car, and in my beauty kit. This is Rose Envy. It's like a rose, like a reddish pink. And then I use this Kylie lip plumping gloss. This is shade Not Your Babe. And then this NYX lip lingerie, also a gloss. And this is shade Sable. Start off with the lip liner. Blending the lip liner around. Go in with the e.l.f. lip oil. This I just use to add some pink. So if I just go straight in with Sable, the NYX Lip Lingerie, then it's too nude. I'm trying to break out. I need to do some color. I also use the Kylie then to further brighten it up and to add in some light pink to tone down the redness of the lip oil. Oh, it says I don't have any more time on my memory card. Okay, then now I go in with Sable and just dot that all over to neutralize it. And obviously you have to blend it out. Alright y'all, here's the full look. Let me know what y'all think. This is my simple, I'm not gonna say everyday, but this is my simple soft glam with the products that my go-to products. There it is. My simple soft glam with my go-to products. Like I said, let me know what y'all think. Comment down below. Like and share. Subscribe. And I'll see y'all next week for Amaiya Monday. Thank y'all so much for watching.